Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. This one, however, is another one sharing a make using my new release from Funky Fossil. Sorry, brain went into standby mode there in the middle of a sentence. That's not particularly good, is it? So this is a little tag book that I decided to make using the paper doll stamps as an insert. So it's like a tag book that's going to have little pockets in it. And the paper dolls are going to kind of pop out the top. So going for a colour palette that I don't often use. So I've started off with Fur from Dina Wakley. Then I'm using my bee leaf stencil and using lime with that as well. So one of the lovely things that I'm discovering about my releases from Funky Fossil is how well they all work together. I'm really enjoying playing with the things sort of together and creating different things using all of the stuff. Using all of the things, oh yes. So the colour I'm using here I think is Sage. Yes it is, and I'm using my new circle stencil, so I'm just kind of building up some layers of interest on these tags. I'm only stenciling on one side because they're going to be folded in half. So then I am using my new butterfly stamp, which for the life of me can't remember. It's called Paper Butterflies. Oh, I shouldn't have forgotten that. And I'm using a green ink from Stays On ink, and it is in the colour Cactus Green. And I'm just using it in the same colour just to keep it kind of all cohesive, playing together nicely. Then I am using my dotty stamp with some white paint and just bringing in a little bit of contrast onto the tags as well. So then I'm just folding them in half, as you can see, using my bone folder just to get a nice fold on those. And then once they're all folded in half, then I'm going to start thinking about sewing around the edge. So round 3 edges. So I'm leaving the top part open so it creates like a little pocket. So you can see here I'm obviously at my sewing machine out of camera shot, and I'm just sewing around the tag a couple of times, and I really like the look of stitching when it isn't neat and tidy. So I like that kind of, it's kind of like creating that scribbled journaled look with the sewing machine. It's lots of fun. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sewing around the tags, creating those pockets, and then it was time to think about how to bind them together. So what I decided to do was to create like a little paper binding. So I'm not going to be sticking them back to back. I want each of these tags to work as a separate page. And I'm leaving the little tails of cotton hanging as well. I quite like that. And I'm going to use some of my new collage paper from the Thankful Collage papers as the paper that I use to help bind them. So I don't know if you've seen the videos before, you'll see that this page is clearly my favourite. It's the one that I keep pulling out all the time. So here I'm just measuring how long my tag is, because I'm going to cut a piece of paper that is that a little bit shorter than that length. As you can see here, I've cut the strip, so there's a little bit of tag showing at either end, and then I'm just going to cut some long strips of that, and it's going to be folded in half, and it's going to create like a little tab that I'm going to use to stick the pages together. This very much was something that I kind of did as I went along. I don't know that I could repeat it. Yeah, if you want to work out how I did it, I suggest that you just keep like watching this bit of the video, pausing it and re-watching, because I don't even remember how I did it. Right, so I've got one of the pieces of paper folded. I'm using a bit of double-sided tape on one piece of it, and I'm going to stick it down. There we go, down one part of the tag. I think, oh, I know what I did. I laid the pieces of paper over the top of each other and sewed down the middle on my sewing machine. That's what I did. Yes. So I created like a very, very skinny, tall mini book of papers, and then I'm just sticking them in. So I've created the binding that way. Yes, that's exactly what I did. So that way, can you see them down the centre here, where I've just, before I folded that one over, there was a line of stitching, and then you've just got that little bit of paper folding over. And then I'm just working my way through and just sticking the tags pockets in using my double-sided tape. Okay, I don't know whether that will have made sense, but I'm hoping that it did. And there we go, we've got a little book created. So there isn't paper binding showing on all of the centres, and you could cover the centre with another piece if you wanted to, like that. I'm not really bothered. It doesn't bother me that some of them have got one piece showing and some haven't. It really doesn't matter. And then I'm going to use a little bit down the spine, just measuring how long it is. I'm going to measure a piece exactly that length, and then cut it to size and stick it down the spine of my book. You could also use bookbinding tape. One from Unwow Studio is really, really nice. Even washi tape, if you've got a really nice wide washi tape that you like, that would work as well, as would masking tape. You can create your own washi by printing on some masking tape and then stick that down. But here I've just used a piece of paper, pop some double-sided tape on it, and then I'm just going to stick it over the spine, and that adds a little bit more strength to the tag booklet as well. Okay, well, that was a bit garbled. I hope you can make sense of those not instructions. So here I'm grabbed my paper doll stamps and I'm stamping them onto some watercolour paper, and I've stamped a few, so one for each pocket. And I'm going to have a bit of a play embellishing those. So this is a way that I worked out to kind of get some collage paper onto the body. So I'm stamping the same doll that I'm going to use onto the paper, and then I'm going to cut it out and chop the head off. So then I'm just left with the body shape, which I can stick over the top of my paper doll stamp. And that way I can use some of the ready-made backgrounds from the collage paper. Look how easy that is. And then you'll notice in the collage pack there are also quotes, and there are little wings and crowns that you can add on. Some of the crowns are a little bit large for the dolls, but they quite give that kind of quirky look. Tim Holtz butterfly wings would also work perfectly with these little doll stamps as well. So here I'm just sticking a quote on. And I'm basically just going to work my way through the little book, decorating the paper dolls, adding wings and colour, and adding some quotes into the little tag book. So I'm just going to let you watch this next little bit while I'm just doing a couple of the dolls that went in the book. And then at the end of the video, there is a little tiny video with a flip through of kind of what went off in the little tag book journal. So it's lots of fun to play with. It's great to create these little paper dolls that work really nicely in a little book as well, and playing with all the little add-ons too. So I'll let you watch this without me rabbiting on, and then I will see you again at the end of the video. So here's the little book completed, and you can see how the little paper dolls are popping out the top. I've also stamped the paper butterfly stamp onto some shrinky paper, plastic, and it shrank them down to the cutest little size of butterflies. So I think this release works really nicely together, especially to create something like this. And I tied a little paper butterfly on the shrinky to each paper doll that's in the tag pocket. And you can see some of them have got wings, some of them have got crowns. It's just so much fun to play with, all the different backgrounds in the collage papers too. So creating something like this is a great way to pull the collection together and just have fun, create these little quirky characters. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, a little bit of inspiration maybe of a way that you can use the collection. There will be more videos to follow, so thanks for watching. And I hope to see you all again soon.